Ram Nagari all set to welcome Ram Lalla. Politics and preparations peak. Modi on a spiritual quest. Yogi on Swachhta Abhiyan. India Today reports from Ram Janmabhoomi. Ram Mandir rises.
Good evening and welcome. This evening on Sunday, I bring you a special telecast from the holy city of Ayodhya. This is where all the action already is ahead of 22nd January, when the Ram Temple is going to open the doors first with the Prana Pratishtha ceremony by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and then, of course, opening doors to the public. But as you already can see behind me, the lit Ram ki Pedi is extremely significant when it comes to Ayodhya, Ramayan, and, of course, to the Hindu culture of this country. This is considered significant in terms of many devotees believe that if you take a dip in the water here in Ram Ki Pedi in Ayodhya, all your sins are then cured and taken care of. So tomorrow morning, I must add here, on the occasion as it is of Makar Sakranti these days, there are going to be thousands of devotees expected to take a dip where I am standing right now. This special telecast through the next 1 week coming in from Ayodhya by me. Let's begin first with the top images coming in from the holy city of Ayodhya. All right, so as the world awaits the grand opening of the Ram Temple on 22nd January, the first image coming to you are of that last-minute preparations. There are 7 silver plates which will be offered to Lord Sri Ram in the temple Sanctum Sanctorum, where the Ram Lalla idol will be kept. For now, we are told that these 7 silver plates have been, with all due reverence, left for Ayodhya from the Sri Devraha Hans Baba Ashram from Mirzapur. Ayodhya city, meanwhile, is constantly buzzing with daily activity ahead of the grand inauguration of Ram Temple. A Shobha Yatra was taken out. Senior BJP leaders also participated in this yatra. Aligarh, which is also popularly known as the City of Locks, is set to present an exclusive 50-kilogram lock as a gift to the upcoming Ram Temple in Ayodhya. The lock is predominantly handmade and expected to be fully functional in the near future. A civil engineer from Nagpur has channeled his devotion and professional skills into creating an 11-feet replica of the Ram Temple of Ayodhya right in the backyard of his residence, reflecting with these minute details of the replica to showcase his devotion and skills. But with this, there is clearly a campaign also by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad to reach out to the younger age group of this country. VHP's International Working President Alok Kumar has invited masses in the Delhi University campus for the Prana Pratishtha event as well. So here in Ayodhya, when I landed, I must tell you, it feels like every street of the city is buzzing, either with a Ram Bhajan or the bells, or there is simply the sound of the Saryu River. There is definitely a buzz, a sentiment that you can feel. People have noticed the development and the changes that are coming to Ayodhya. They have said this was long overdue, and they want to believe that this will continue for years to come. But what happened today was very interesting. In a bid to ensure that Ayodhya city becomes one of the cleanest areas of Uttar Pradesh specifically, here's what happened this morning and through the day in Ayodhya. Take a look at these visuals on your screen. Bharatiya Janata Party launched a massive cleanliness drive. BJP's top leaders, including Party President JP Nadda, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, along with several union ministers, participated in the Swachhta Seva, which means under this campaign, all BJP chief ministers, leaders will participate in the cleanliness drive until January 22, so not just a one-day affair. This will then mark the grand inauguration of the Ram Temple. All right, so at this moment, remember, there are, of course, not only arrangements when it comes to cleanliness, development, renovation, a lot of structures that are being constructed around, and clearly a makeover for Ayodhya. But that means with the arrival of so many individuals, there are, of course, whether it's netas, celebrities, all sorts of reactions that are coming in as well. Listen in.
In order to make Ayodhya and all these places clean, today a massive drive has begun by CM Yogi Adityanath, who is currently giving a green flag and starting this particular campaign throughout Uttar Pradesh. From 14th of January to 21st of January, this massive drive will be conducted at the several places of Uttar Pradesh, including Ayodhya, Varanasi, Prayagraj, Lucknow, and all those sacred places where there is a boost and there is a light of the consecration ceremony of the Ram temple. And just before that, CM Yogi Adityanath flagging off this particular drive here in Ayodhya is a big message for the mass participation and his self-participation in this drive. It is also very important that how the top leaders and all the ministers, the Deputy Chief Minister and the office bearers of the organization are now participating in this drive in several places, making it a point for everyone to participate in a way that Ayodhya and all those places should be made clean. And for that, from today, Makar Sakranti, this massive drive has begun in Ayodhya and other places to make sure that everyone participates, and at the same time Ayodhya and all these cities are clean just before the consecration ceremony on January 22nd. With cameraman Sandeep, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जेपी नड्डा इस वक्त कौलबाग के गुरु रामदास मंदिर पहुंचे, जहां पर श्रमदान करते हुए तस्वीरें आप देख सकते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के आह्वान के बाद से आज से एक हफ्ते तक ये स्वच्छता अभियान चलेगा, जिसकी शुरुआत खुद बीजेपी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जो है जेपी नड्डा करते हुए आपको यहाँ पर नजर आएंगे। श्रमदान करते हुए प्रधानमंत्री की तरफ से कहा गया था तमाम जो पूजा स्थल है, मंदिर है, वहां पर ये स्वच्छता अभियान जो है वो चलाया जाए, जिसके बाद आज से ये शुरुआत जो है वो हुई है। अलग अलग राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्री, तमाम मंत्री जो है वो इस अभियान को चलाएंगे, ताकि 22 जनवरी को जब प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का दिन होगा उस दिन मंदिरों के अंदर पूजा अर्चना जो है वो की सके। और ये तस्वीर आप देख सकते हैं कि सफाई अभियान करते हुए जो है वो नजर आ रहे हैं। कैमरा पर्सन रितेश के साथ सुशांत में रात
22 जनवरी को 500 साल बाद रामलला अपने जन्म स्थान पर विराजमान होंगे। प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का कार्यक्रम होगा और उस कार्यक्रम को जब किया जाएगा तो पूरा देश दीपावली मनाए। तो पूरा देश स्वच्छता का भी उत्सव की तरह मना रहा है, स्वच्छता के काम को उत्सव की तरह ले रहा है। और 22 जनवरी को दीपावली, रंगोली और हर मंदिर की स्वच्छता और भव्यता, सजावट की तैयारी में लगा।
And leading this Swachhta Abhiyan in Ayodhya is Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, referring to how the cleanliness drive is so important, not just for Ayodhya but of course for the country as well. Here's what Prime Minister Modi said.
मैंने आह्वान किया था कि जनवरी तक हम सभी 22 जनवरी तक हम सभी देश के तीर्थ स्थानों की, मंदिरों की साफ सफाई करें, स्वच्छता का अभियान चलाएं। आज मुझे कालाराम मंदिर में दर्शन करने का, मंदिर परिसर में सफाई करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। मैं देशवासियों से फिर अपना आग्रह दोहराऊंगा कि राम मंदिर में प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के पावन अवसर के निमित्त देश के सभी मंदिरों में, सभी तीर्थ क्षेत्रों में स्वच्छता अभियान चलाएं, अपना श्रमदान करें।
So clearly you can see that the top leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the government, and led by Prime Minister Modi himself, are trying to ensure that Ayodhya looks like a completely changed city by 22nd January. Abhishek Mishra, my colleague, has been reporting from Ayodhya as well. Let's go across to him live in this special broadcast coming in from the holy city. Abhishek, you've been in Ayodhya and you've reported from the city years ago and then today. The difference that you see, the sort of arrangements, the focus that Ayodhya has got, what is the local sentiment on the ground that the residents who've seen the city change, what all have you been witnessing, both with regard to the political aspect of it and what the local residents who are witnessing this change have to say?
Well, Pooja, one thing is very clear as far as this Ayodhya transformation is concerned, that it has gone up to the hearts of people. And that's why we have seen the voluntary participation in every event, every drive, every movement, and, any kind of work which is currently happening in Ayodhya. Indeed, there is a big change in Ayodhya, not just infrastructure-wise, but also the perspective of people have changed towards the city. Indeed, we have seen how, the roads have become 4 lanes. You must have also seen shortly that how the whole area of this Ram Janmabhoomi Nyas has emerged as one of the, tourist destination. And that is why, all this work has taken to a point where there is a public participation. Since for the consecration ceremony, it's hardly a week now left. So the preparations are in its final lap. Today, CM Yogi Adityanath also began the massive drive of cleanliness. And it was not only restricted up to the, the government officials or the private agencies, but also people in general participating. We have spoken to the youth, we have spoken to the women, we have spoken to the volunteers who were really willing to participate in their respective way. So that's what has made Ayodhya more special in terms of the emergence of it in a short while. Also politically, a lot of movement is happening. Tomorrow we are expecting a Congress delegation who is going to come to Ayodhya and they are going to take the holy dip in the Saryu River. Alongside, the politics is also happening, but the sentiment are high. Everybody is participating, and we are expecting a grand consecration ceremony, not within the premises, but the whole Ayodhya will shine like a bright diamond in the Uttar Pradesh, and that's what the preparations have been made. And the countdown has begun. It's only a moment of few days when that event will be registered in the history.
Abhishek, I can clearly tell you that the moment I landed in Ayodhya and started speaking to local residents around, I realized that many of them felt they were constantly comparing the ghats, like for example Ram Ki Paidi, where I am standing right now. They said this was never any less than the Banaras ke ghat or or Haridwar Rishikesh ke ghat. And yet when it was such an important location of the birthplace of Lord Ram, it never was given that sort of focus, and now it will have. And they hope that there will be the changes and development of the infrastructure that will come with it. Thank you so much. Abhishek Mishra will be constantly sending us ground reports from Ayodhya. But remember, all of this, the weight of Ayodhya Vasis to see a proper home for Ram Lalla, for Lord Ram. But all of this focuses about the temple, and it's going to be a grand temple which will take years to build. For now, it is the main sanctum sanctorum that has been completed, is ready, and that is where the Ram Lalla idol will be placed on 22nd January. But the architecture of this temple has been thoroughly researched. It's a mix of North Indian and South Indian state style. The Nagara style architecture, no steel iron, stones from Rajasthan, craftsmen from Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. This is a mix of North-South together, building unitedly, and with communities combined, groups combined, all of them joining together. Here's what the Ram temple architecture is going to look like.
A testament to devotion and architectural marvel. Ancient sentinels stand tall. Symbolizing strength, wisdom, devotion, and divine protection. The lion, the elephant, Hanumanji, and the Garuda. Sculpted from pink sandstone sourced from Rajasthan's Bansi Paharpur village.
ओ 22 तारीख को राम आएंगे अयोध्या धाम आएंगे आएंगे हो जाएंगे पूरे काम राम की नगरी में अब गूंजेगा श्री राम राम के मंदिर में विराजेंगे मेरे श्री राम हो रामा हो.
The Ram temple in Ayodhya echoes the traditional Nagar style. A masterpiece in every dimension, like a poetic verse etched in stone. Spanning 380 feet east to west, 250 feet wide, and reaches for the heavens at 161 feet tall. A three-storied symphony of 392 pillars and 44 doors. A cosmic narrative. The mandir's 5 mandaps resonate the divine arts. Nritya, Rang, Sabha, Prarthana and Kirtan. Each pillar embellished with the stories of deities, gods and goddesses, narrating a timeless saga. Step by step, the journey begins at the east, climbing 32 stairs through the Singh Dwar, a metaphorical ascent to divine realms. Crafted entirely with Bharat's traditional technology. The mandir embraces natural materials in its construction. A living symphony where devotion, architecture and nature harmonize. Bureau Report, India Today.
It is interesting to mention here that when we talk about the inauguration or the Prana Pratishtha ceremony of the Ram temple, and because it will be done by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has realized what a significant moment that is and therefore has decided to follow each and every ritual. The discipline that is needed for someone to do the Prana Pratishtha ceremony, and that discipline involves eating and consuming sattvic food, sleeping on the floor. It's a strict discipline regime of 11 days. What is expected in that to be done by Prime Minister Modi that he's willingly chosen to do? Here's a special report on that.
मैंने आह्वान किया था 22 जनवरी तक हम सभी देश के तीर्थ स्थानों की, मंदिरों की साफ सफाई करें.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarks on a spiritual journey. The countdown to the historic inauguration of the Ram temple has begun. The Prime Minister turns a participant in the divine choreography of faith.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मुझे भी इस पुण्य अवसर का साक्षी बनने का अवसर मिल रहा है. ये मेरे लिए कल्पनातीत अनुभूतियों का समय है. मैं भावुक हूं, भाव विह्वल हूं. मैं पहली बार जीवन में इस तरह के मनोभाव से गुजर रहा हूं। मैं एक अलग ही भाव भक्ति की अनुभूति कर रहा हूं। मेरे अंतर मन की ये भाव यात्रा मेरे लिए अभिव्यक्ति का नहीं, अनुभूति का अवसर है।
As the faithful unite in prayer, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, guided by ancient scriptures, steps into the sacred tapestry of the Ram Temple inauguration. The Prime Minister stands at the confluence of devotion and duty. In an audio message, Prime Minister Modi announced starting a special ritual for 11 days in the lead up to the Prana Pratishtha in Ayodhya.
मैं आज से 11 दिन का विशेष अनुष्ठान आरंभ कर रहा हूं। इस पवित्र अवसर पर मैं परमात्मा के श्री चरणों में प्रार्थना करता हूं, ऋषियों मुनियों तपस्वियों का पुण्य स्मरण करता हूं और जनता जनार्दन जो ईश्वर का रूप है उनसे प्रार्थना करता हूं कि आप मुझे आशीर्वाद दें ताकि मन से, वचन से, कर्म से मेरी तरफ से कोई कमी ना रहे।
A spiritual odyssey detailed in ancient texts before the consecration. Prime Minister Modi follows the arduous guidelines till the sacred ceremony. Transcending the temporal, Prime Minister Modi seeks the benediction.
जब 140 करोड़ देशवासी उस पल में मन से मेरे साथ जुड़ जाएंगे और जब मैं आपकी ऊर्जा को साथ लेकर गर्भगृह में प्रवेश करूंगा तो मुझे भी एहसास होगा कि मैं अकेला नहीं, आप सब भी मेरे साथ हैं।
The Prime Minister treads a path paved with faith.
मेरी मां जीवन के अंत तक माला जपते हुए सीताराम का ही नाम भजा करती थी।
व्रती के तौर पर 11 दिनों तक अनुष्ठान की जो विधि होती है उस विधि के अनुसार वो पूजन पाठ करेंगे, हवन करेंगे, यजन करेंगे, अर्चन करेंगे, वंदन करेंगे। ये हमारी परंपरा है। हमारे हिंदू धर्म, सनातन धर्म की जो परंपरा, उस परंपरा का परिपालन करते हुए मोदी जी 11 दिनों के बाद यहाँ पर उपस्थित होंगे 22 जनवरी को।
A convergence of spirituality and tradition ahead of the momentous occasion on January 22nd in Ayodhya. Bureau Report, India Today.
And looking at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cleanliness drive, even members of the Muslim community, group of Pasmanda Muslims decided to clean the dargahs and the areas where they believe also wanted and should be included and contributed with regard to the cleanliness drive. This is a very significant moment, remember, because the news coming in right now is that the group of Pasmanda Muslims also took out a cleanliness drives. They also distributed diyas. This happened at Dargah Khwaja Baki Bila Naqshbandi near Sadar Thana. This was in Delhi. So what Prime Minister Modi's called to clean religious places to ensure that a message is sent across that all devotees, all religious places in this country are kept clean, and there is a message, and therefore it's not just limited to the temples. And here the Muslims also reciprocating to the Prime Minister's call, and this was, remember, after the program was organized when Prime Minister also decided to carry out the drive at religious places. He started it from Maharashtra in Nashik, and therefore a group of Pasmanda Muslims also contributed. This is a collective call. A cleanliness drive for a clean India, a healthy India, should not be restricted to any one community. Piyush Mishra is getting us an update on that. Piyush, I find it very interesting that how the group of Pasmanda Muslims themselves taking up the collaboration, the contribution to say this shouldn't be just about the temples. We will also join in because this is a movement for a clean India.
Well, certainly, Pooja, and this call has not been given to only one religion. You remember that Prime Minister, when he gave a cleanliness drive call to people, he did not mention one particular religion, and that is why we are seeing not only Muslims but also Christians, Sikhs, even they are participating in cleanliness drive. And today, cleanliness drive was carried out by a group of Pasmanda Muslims there at a Dargah in Sadar Bazaar area of Delhi. They also raised slogans like Desh ki Astha Hamari Vyavastha and Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram Zindabad. So these were the slogans those were raised when they were not only taking part in cleanliness drive, but also were distributing diyas to people to light diya, celebrating the consecration ceremony, which is also to take place on January 22. Remember that Prime Minister had given a call to take part in cleanliness drive across the country in various religious places, celebrating the consecration ceremony. And following that, today in the morning, we also saw BJP President taking part in that. Then Union Minister Meenakshi and various leaders of BJP have taken part in such events, and now Pasmanda Muslim group also took part in similar program which took place in Delhi's Sadar Bazaar.
That's a good step. That's a good step for whether it's about communal harmony, togetherness, to ensure at least on some issues there needn't be just a political religious messaging, but a messaging for a clean, healthier India. Piyush Mishra, thank you very much for now. So from here, from Ram Ki Pedi in Ayodhya, this is just the beginning. I assure you that in the next 1 week, we'll continue to bring you exclusive news makers and ground reports. The temperature may be dipping in Ayodhya, a layer of fog early in the evening and on the mornings too. But it is the sentiment and the enthusiasm of devotees that one has to see to really believe of when they're waiting eagerly for 22nd January. I'll continue to bring you later as the special telecast will continue. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned to India Today Television. From my team here in Ayodhya, thank you.